How you doing, everybody? Welcome to Thursday. Thursday, the what we're going to call this it's the 10th of October. Yes, Donald, but that's not what I'm referring to.
10?
No, I'm talking about this is like what the fifth leg down in the cannabis market generally. Like indexes are down on average. I don't know,
7 or 8%.
Today, yeah.
Weed's down 9% when I looked at it.
Yeah.
And you could have moved quickly in the morning and just said, you know what, this Hexo news is so pervasive. Is this saying that the growth in the industry isn't there? Is this what this is saying? Are they saying that all their numbers that they told us they were going to do so much, and now they're saying
we missed?
It's not coming.
Well, this is, obviously the Hexo's release today that they were re-guiding to a much lower number has driven, well, if we look at the, here's the large cap cannabis chart. So here's all the companies that were worth over 500 million a week ago. Most of them, or some of them, have now descended below that number. Probably Hexo amongst them. So Hexo's down 23% right now at 374, down $1.14 after that press release. And yeah, that's look at that. There's a brutal little candle for you there, Edward. What do you say about that?
Well, and if you look, and I've got one here that with my Bollingers, etc.
Your ball and chain, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the whole sector's bleeding badly.
Okay.
Like, let's take a look at these. Here's all four of the indexes. Look at. Large caps down 10%, small caps down 7.8%, mid ventures down 6.2%,
sure.
And the CSE's down 7.24%. It is a bloodbath in cannabis stocks.
I'll make a comment here. I've got the Hexo chart up. This is a 3 month.
Wow.
And we saw here, we're below the Bollinger Band, even though we're descending, but then a counter rally. We get close to the Bollinger Band again, another counter rally, and here we are. And now, look at this. This is so far below the band. This is like almost like a 3 standard deviations move. There should be some counter move, but when you look at just the sector, it looks so terrible. T-God, I just see going across at $1.10.
Yeah,
Tilray is $21.
It sounds to me like you're arguing for a tradable bottom.
I'd like to, you know what, I should use this as a buy, but I'm going to wait till Monday. I want to see where it opens Monday, but I think I might dip my toe.
Really? Look at that heat map, eh? It's like nothing is good, everything is bad.
That thing's throwing off a lot of heat.
Yeah. Well, it's melting. It's literally, that chart is going to melt right off the screen. Hexo leading the charge, 24% to the downside. T-God down 23%. Even Harvest Health and Recreation in the States down 20%. What happened to them today? They announced the hiring of a new CFO and the stock drops 20%. Boy, I wonder if he's still got the job.
Yeah. You know what? When the and you pointed out earlier, we were having a discussion. You say when the CFO, the financial guy, says, you know what, I got to spend more time with my family because he's going crazy. And a lot of these things, they look, when as long as the stock's going up, everybody's smiling, the calls are all friendly.
Yeah.
Who cares? I'll see you there. Buy this. Buy. Now it's the exact opposite. Mm-hmm. Abject fear.
Abject fear. Well, or indifference in my case.
Well, indifference because
I got out weeks ago.
No, but I remember saying, "Hey, folks, if you're losing sleep, you got to reduce.
Yeah,
you'll feel better." And if you'd have done that back then, now you're going to say, "No, it's too late." Well, maybe it's not too late.
No, I don't give out financial advice except to friends and relatives, and very seldom then too.
But you don't have any friends, so.
Whoa! Boy, slapped right upside with the ugly stick there.
You have a lot of friends. You have a lot of friends.
Anyways, my
Am I looking
my
for
new
a job
friend
now?
who- No, but your paycheck's going to bounce. No, just kidding.
Rubber. How do you write on rubber?
No, so my buddy calls me up. He says, I got all these T-God stocks. Should I hang on for the reversal? And I laughed, and he was not impressed with that. I said, look, if I were you, I would sell every bloody share you can sell right now and then keep selling. Because if I'm wrong, at the very worst, a trade costs $10 if you're a self-directed online account. At the very worst, you're going to be able to buy it back cheaper. And in the best case scenario, I've just saved you from riding this thing into the ground. So that's the only time I like to give financial advice, when there's no way I'm wrong. And it's like, when you're in this kind of a market, it's just time to get out of the way. Do not shoulder.
You're not a hero. You can't be a hero. You're not going to hold
be a hero. You're just going to be the butt of everybody's jokes if you're trying to be the hero.
No, I've made those mistakes earlier in my career. It's only taken me 30 years to figure out.
Yeah.
And you know the other thing, when they go up, like, things will come back to zero, come back to earth. But when they go back to earth, that doesn't mean they're going to bounce. Like,
and as we have seen with government debt interest rates, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to stop once they hit the earth. They can actually go subsurface.
Really?
Well, I guess you don't have to worry about the straight equity.
Interest rates went subsurface.
Well, exactly.
That's what you just said.
That's what I'm talking about. Huh. Nothing slow about you.
Except my mind.
Details.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, though, this market has taken on a new menacing form today that I'm going to say it means that there's not going to be any money for any company doing anything anytime soon in any market. B, there's very little sign that that any of these companies is going to be able to achieve profitability within the next year, except, of course, our old friends at Charlotte's Web, who have already achieved profitability. But even they're getting caught in the downdraft.
Yeah, sure they are, because of valuation, But
the companies that you have to worry about are the ones that need to keep raising money to sustain current operations. And I am referring to that second largest elephant in the sky, Aurora, who, has a big burn rate and probably is not talking to anybody about an equity raise right now. I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't think that anybody's offering up a big equity raise in Aurora.
You don't think that... like the bigger firms that were involved in raising all this money, we know who they are here in Toronto. You mean, the phone's probably not ringing as much.
No. In fact, I'm pretty sure that they're onto what we're already onto. Did you know that the esports industry is about to take off and make millionaires out of all of us? Really? No, just kidding. Esports is coming, AI is coming, crypto's going to take another run, another kick at the can, another attempt to set a new record high in the high jumping competition. What else we got? But cannabis is not going to be, cannabis has left the building. Cannabis will not be here for a little while by the looks of things. Mind you, this is how a bottom appears. As often the night is darkest before the dawn.
And we are now at levels we've not seen probably in 18 months, 20 months in a lot of cases.
Right. Well, that's just it. Take any company, and if you can find one whose trading price, whose market cap is a reasonable multiple of its revenue, then that company is now at its bottom. Technically. If it goes below where it's at now, and it's got a multiple of revenue with a decent margin on the horizon, then it's becoming undervalued. And that's what you need to happen for the reversal to kick in, is when some names become undervalued, it puts a braking effect into this downdraft. And, downdraft is going to continue to suck companies down. Like T-God's in serious trouble, having to announce that their financing options have dried up for the finishing their production. That could be a terminal event for them.
Yeah, we're going to see. Now, look, I'm looking at TrueLeave, and it's trading right now at $12.26. It looks like.
Yeah.
And it was down to $10.40 at the beginning of the month. Right. So here's one. You see, there's the chart.
Yes.
And it's actually acting like there's a real business, and they've got now 33 stores, I believe, in Florida.
Yeah.
And they're probably cash flow positive. And
Well,
look here we are. It's at the level, it breaks through there, but a lot of these other names, oh my goodness.
Yeah. All right, coming up on our show today, we are going to actually sample a product that has been being sold on Instagram called Happy Tea. Jared Swanger is the CEO, and he's brought us some samples. So we're going to sample some, and we're going to have a conversation with him. Richard Goldstein from Canntab Therapeutics is back. Pockets full of happy pills as usual, and always a welcome guest therefore. But right now, Laura McCallum is going to read you some news.
Here's what's making cannabis headlines this Thursday, October 10th, 2019. G-Tech Holdings reported its third quarter of fiscal 2019 results. Q3 total revenue of $1 million. Net loss was $2.3 million or 2 cents per share. Cash and cash equivalents at the end of the period was $514,000. 48 North Cannabis has acquired Sackville & Co. Merchandising, a leading US-based cannabis brand focused on design-forward cannabis accessories. Drawing inspiration from art, design, music, fashion, and contemporary culture, Sackville & Co. products use high-end materials to create chic-looking grinders, rolling papers, rolling trays, and bongs. AMP German Cannabis Group has begun conducting a European Union Good Manufacturing Procedure audit of its supply chain logistics in Germany to ensure that the quality of pharmaceutical goods during transportation and storage is maintained throughout the supply chain from the supplier to the German patient. AMP anticipates receiving EU GMP certification for its supply chain before year-end, provided it passes the audit. Cannara Biotech has secured a first mortgage against its 625,000 square foot Farnham facility in the value of $6 million with the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. These funds will reduce the existing vendor take-back mortgage, thereby significantly reducing debt service costs. Recently, construction was completed on Phase 1 construction consisting of 170,000 square feet. The building is currently valued at more than $40 million. Canopy Growth announced that David Klein has been appointed chair of its board of directors effective immediately. Mr. Klein currently serves as the executive vice president and chief financial officer of Constellation Brands and served as a director on Canopy Growth's board since 2018. Hexo provided preliminary revenue for its fiscal fourth quarter and year-end ended July 31st, 2019, and is also withdrawing its previously issued financial outlook for fiscal 2020. Slower than expected store rollouts, a delay in government approval for cannabis derivative products, and early signs of pricing pressure are being felt nationally. Based on preliminary financial information and subject to year-end closing adjustments, Hexo expects net revenue for the fourth quarter to be approximately $14.5 million to $16.5 million, and net revenue for the year to be approximately $46.5 million to $48.5 million. MediPharm Labs has closed a credit agreement with a top 5 Canadian Schedule I bank for an aggregate of $38.7 million. The credit facility was upsized from the previously announced committed term sheet of $20 million and is comprised of a revolving term facility, a non-revolving term facility, and a non-revolving delayed draw term facility. Organigram Holdings announced that the company was recognized at the Excellence in Manufacturing Consortium Awards. Organigram was honored with an Outstanding Member Contribution Agreement for delivering exemplary support to the EMC over the course of the company's membership. The award recognizes organizations which demonstrate outstanding achievement in manufacturing. Trichome Financial Corp announced that its common shares will begin trading on the TSX Venture Exchange today under the trading symbol TFC. Trichome Financial is a specialty finance company focused on providing flexible and creative credit solutions to the global legal cannabis market. Village Farms International announced a $25 million bought deal public offering of common shares at a price of $9.40 per offered share. The closing of the offering is expected to occur on or about October 22nd, 2019. And that's your news for today. To keep up to date on all things cannabis, visit the Cannabis Daily on MidasLetter.com.
So yeah, T-God got slapped with the ugly stick from, was it BMO, or somebody gave him a downgrade 70 cents or buy 70 cents? I can't remember, but that's what's dragging their asses down. I mean, the bad news as well. Yeah, so T-God incidentally, or True Leave rather, we were just looking at their last financials, and they reported net income of 52 cents a share, and they only have 110 million shares outstanding. They got 33 million stores, or 33 million.
No, I think
33 stores.
They could be 35 now. I think they're opening them like every 2
stores
weeks.
in Florida. And so, you know, this is a company at 52 cents. I mean, its market cap, $110 million at it's $1 billion at $10 a share, $1.2 billion at $12 a share. But with revenue of, what was the number?
They said 57 million.
Of 57 million. So that's 20x, 22x, 24x revenue. That's kind of, that's up there. But it's reasonable because they delivered 52 cents a share in profit.
And the market's saying it's reasonable because it's sitting there, not anywhere near its low, while the shit ones, and I only say shit because the market's telling you they're shit.
Treating them like shit.
Yeah.
We're not saying they're shit.
No.
There are no shitty companies, Ed. Everybody's trying to give it the good old heave-ho. There are nobody.
What if you're in the waste business, like you know,
waste business?
Yeah, you sort of clean septic tanks. Then it's a shitty business.
That's a sanitary engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you do that at one point in your farming existence?
No.
We established earlier that you didn't have cows because you were under the impression that only
You
females.
telling me? I still don't know about the cow thing and the horns. Cows have horns.
Yeah, cows. What?
I thought only male species had the horns.
No. Not true.
So
both male
the
and...
devil might be a woman.
Was there ever any doubt? Come on. No.
Okay. I'm starting.
Yeah,
I'm
cows,
learning.
Yeah, female cows grow horns. That's why they've just come up with a genetically engineered cow that has been gene edited to not grow horns.
Right.
Isn't that exciting? Google that if you want something really fun to do.
Cow with horns.
Yeah, cows with horns.
Right.
Anyway, so TrueLeaf comes to the top of our list as probably one of the most
C-Web.
durable. So C-Web, TrueLeaf, actually, what was the other one? I put GW Pharmas at the top of my list too, just because they are well entrenched and have a real long lead on the pharmaceuticalization of cannabis. Their Epidiolex product, interestingly, is 100 milligrams of cannabidiol per dose. The rest of it is non-medical ingredients. So whereas Epidiolex is an FDA-approved drug, technically, one could argue that the FDA has approved CBD for use in treatment of certain epileptic afflictions. Broadly, not specifically Epidiolex, but so I'm wondering, Epidiolex, is GW Pharma going to try to challenge anybody who sells CBD as a treatment for Dravet syndrome, for example, which is what they're specifically indicated for by the FDA?
You know what? I'm not a medical person.
No. Are you a medical specimen?
Yeah, in a way I am.
What do you think you're worth when you're dead?
I'm worth a lot more dead than I am alive.
Now that's a scary proposition.
I know, no kidding.
See, I'm not worth anything dead. I don't think. I mean, except for the $2
Certainly
and
not
change.
to you. Yeah.
I don't think to anybody. I don't think there's anybody who would
you
benefit.
close you take that last breath and that's it. Game over.
I don't know about you, but I'm actually going somewhere else.
Good.
I'm not actually dying.
No.
I'm just moving.
Yeah.
I'm going to be moving. I'm going to be moving into a new body, preferably the body of a young, hot, either, I really don't care if it's male or female, as long as it's young and hot. Really, that's the most important thing. Actually, not even young, just hot. Just got to be hot. Make it hot, and I'm happy. It's going to be on another planet in another dimension with a different timeline unfolding for humanity. In this timeline, the environment is too healthy, and the people are so overly protective of the environment that anytime anybody gives birth to another kid, the neighbors all rise up and kill the kid. And they're having a crisis of population, not of diminishment, but of trying to get the population because everybody keeps killing each other's children.
They do?
Yeah. That's
Why?
the parallel. Well, I don't know. I'm going there to save that world once I finish saving this one.
Yeah. As you should.
Thank you. I have started drinking again, yes. No, I haven't started drinking again.
So many days.
Well, let's see. Day 49 was Sunday.
You don't have to sit there and calculate it out. You know.
No, I've stopped tracking the days.
Really?
The only time I think about it is because now I'm counting it in months, Edward. The days
I
are
know.
just members of the months that have now passed. No.
What?
Last drinking day was August 17th. So Sunday was day 49. Monday, day 50.
Well,
Tuesday, 51. Wednesday, 52.
So we're going to
Today's
be
day
about 60
53.
days when we get to about the same October 15th, 16th.
Yeah. Actually, it's my 10-year anniversary on October 17th. And that, coincidentally,
Is when you're going to start drinking again.
no, incorrect. That's my 60th day on the wagon. A buddy of mine texted me and said, "Are you on the wagon? I hear you're on the wagon." I said, "Haha, 54 days." Obviously miscalculating, and never heard back from him after that. I wonder if
What,
it's
he
like,
probably wanted you to come down to a bar and pick up the tab.
well, I don't know. He probably wanted me to come down a bar. This particular friend, picking up the tab was never an issue. It was,
I'm just kidding about that.
yeah.
But
he was no. He was
you know
no,
what though? It makes people. Geez, I'm just seeing Afria's down at almost $1, 6.21,
622,
6.22.
623.
It's flying. Oh man.
Yeah, no, Afria's down. Look at this. Look at this. Bam. Body and Mind Corporation up 5 cents on the day. Like that's pretty. Look at even beer.
Beer's
Hill
up,
Street
yeah.
Blue. Hill Street Beverages is up
Half a penny.
half a penny. But that's quite the insolent little move, being up on a day where it's absolute blood running through the streets, knee deep. But, you know, if we're listening to Warren Buffett, today's the day to be wading in and buying. Be cheerful while others are fearful, I think is his motto.
I know, but you know, when you look at the revenues they're projecting, Hexo, 46 to 48 million for the year, and you're talking about $1 billion valuation still, that's 20 times revenue. You know, these things, I mean, look, 3-4 times revenues should be about it. 5 times revenue maybe. I don't know.
So wait a sec, though. If a company has like industry dominance in a state like Florida, I'm referring to Trulieve now. It's 35 stores,
but they're generating,
and they're profitable.
They're making money.
So what should their multiple be of revenue to justify, like what? I mean,
Well, the revenue is growing rapidly because they could be at 60 stores here.
Sure.
It looks like they're going to.
Sure, exactly. So at 60 stores, they're implied double revenue what it is now, right?
Yeah.
So to trade at a multiple of revenue approaching 20x is not unreasonable. So where does it?
You know what? In the growth period, sure, but we saw the sector enjoy incredible valuations.
Incredible valuation.
And so there goes C-Web, it's down 60 cents, 17.65.
Yeah,
Still a big
but
number.
Really, come on. I mean, really.
Well, you know what? There's going to be companies that are going to be around to pick up the
Come
pieces, like
True.
because Canopy's got a lot of cash.
A lot of cash.
Kronos has got lots of cash.
Tons of cash.
And they're just sitting back and they're thinking, okay.
Yeah, well, those guys are not, they don't have an existential issue in front of them. But I think companies like Aurora do, because they've got a big payment due coming up, which they can renegotiate arguably. But if things continue to deteriorate for the equity value of the company, the bank is less incentivized to negotiate and they're more incentivized to liquidate, as has been discovered by, remember Global Television Network?
Global.
Yeah, it became a global, all right. But anyway, so here's the upside about this, is we're going to have a downward revision in the population of cannabis companies competing for investor eyeballs.
And new ones won't be able to come in and raise the money. So there's a window here, like for good companies to expand.
Well, and there are a lot of companies out there that are self-funding. The principals are, relatively affluent. And so, there's a lot of those around. We had one in as a guest today, actually won't air till tomorrow. That was Paul King from California. Got a great operation in California. They're in Salinas County, where they're growing on 100,000 square feet, I believe. But California is, they limit the amount of grow space you can have on any given license. And the great thing about Salinas County is it's one of the few places, that in Santa Barbara County, where that's not the case. But yeah, bad news.
Bad news,
all
bears.
around. Today we published a little bad news about cannabis ourselves. We were talking about how board members are starting to have second thoughts about how cool it is to be on the board of a cannabis company.
Have you noticed a little change in attitude?
Now it's more like you've got leprosy.
Ooh.
Yeah, don't get too close. StatsCan, though, now this was interesting to me. This is a really big deal. The price of cannabis, if we, let's see here, I can't believe this is not.
The price of cannabis, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the price of cannabis in the legal market a lot more than it is in the black market?
That's very good. That's true. The average price in dollars per gram from illegal sources, according to StatsCan, was $5.59 per gram, whereas in the same period, third quarter 2019, the average price per gram for legal cannabis was $10.23. So it's almost half price in the illegal market. Now here's the funny thing is that there were 48 sources of information to provide that $10.23 number from the legal sources, but they had 77 sources to provide the $5.59 sources. So not only is it cheaper to buy black market weed, it's easier to figure out what they're selling it for.
And apparently there's more of it around because there's 77 sources as opposed to...
I know. No wonder the stock market's falling to pieces on this stuff. Anyway, so yeah, we could look for the market to go quite a bit lower. So let's say a reasonable multiple of revenue for a company that has good dominance in any market should be 5x max, right?
Well, I don't know what the revenue...
Well, no, we're just deciding for ourselves.
Okay.
What would make you comfortable without thinking of an industry comparison? Where you would
if
say,
you buy a company, quite often you can buy a company for 1 times revenue. It may not be in a growth sector though.
Right.
So.
Right. Well,
more importantly, what's the cash flow? Like, it's always about cash. If you're losing cash, what's it worth?
Yeah. Well,
but until you get going and you grow and you got a business, sure. I look at Uber. Uber's burning money like there's no tomorrow.
there we go. Case in point.
Yeah. Where is Uber at anyway? Where is Uber?
Where's Uber?
Down around the corner.
Zuber. Yeah. Uber. Yeah. Well, so we were wondering when Uber was going to start delivering marijuana. Oh, here's the TrueLeave financials that I was looking for.
Actually, the chart on Uber looks kind of interesting.
Yeah, okay, so we were talking about TrueLeave Cannabis, and their net income for the 6 months ended 2019 was $72.2 million. But let's see, the revenue for the period, for the 3 months ended June 30th, 2019, revenue was $57.9 million. Gross profit, well, actually, whoa. Okay, so there was a fair value adjustment on the growth of biological assets to $87 million. So this is I think where
they start bumping up. That's why it looks like they've made as much money as they generated, which is impossible.
Right. So the revenue was $57 million, but their gross profit was $103 million, thanks to accounting for biological assets.
Exactly. So you got to back that out, as far as I'm concerned. That's a non-cash. That's why I, being a former accountant, not in good standing.
Not in good standing?
No, I stopped.
They drummed you out of there?
I sort of
showed you the door.
I sort of went broke.
And accountants aren't supposed to do that.
40 years ago, and they said why don't you pay your fees? I said, I can't afford to. So they said, send back your certificate, and I said, can't find it. I still have it.
Really? Yeah. Just in case you need to whip it out and be like,
well, look at me. I passed. It's quite remarkable.
Really? So I guess if an accountant goes broke, that's
not good.
Inherent
no, you cannot
proof
be
of incompetence.
You immediately lose your designation.
Yeah.
An accountant cannot go bankrupt.
I guess not. That's hilarious. That's like a doctor.
Yeah, but
what would be the analogy there?
Look at the people they say that have gone bankrupt, like the guy who founded Kentucky Fried Chicken, I believe. Well, he made his money late in life. He
Choked on a bone, did he? Anyways, who's our next guest?
Colonel Sanders.
We have a guest coming up. I can't remember who it is.
Well,
oh yeah, Richard Goldstein was here just a short while ago. That's why I can't remember. He gave me some of those happy pills, and woohoo!
he gave you some happy pills?
Yeah. Richard Goldstein joins me now, CFO of Canntab Therapeutics, trading under the symbol PILL. Richard, welcome back.
Thank you, James. Glad to be here.
Richard, in the market for cannabis products, pills have yet to really make a big splash. Obviously, the Cannabis 2.0 that Health Canada is rolling out at some point this year into next year is going to change that.
Totally.
But what is the status of Canntab Therapeutics? What's new?
Lots is new, and we're headed into probably the most exciting time of our existence with Cannabis 2.0. We're looking very much forward. Up until now, as you know, the only thing Health Canada has allowed is smoking, obviously, the bud itself, and or tinctures or capsules that are sold in a variety of dosages. And those are great ways to I guess start. Smoking isn't ideal for you, obviously, but at the end of the day, a tablet is still the best oral dose delivery mechanism, especially from a medical perspective. It's perfectly dosed. It allows for the greatest amount of active ingredients to get into the bloodstream, and at the end of the day, provide more medication for the user.
So pop a pill is the mantra.
Well, that's why we're called pill as a symbol, I guess, and that is the mantra, frankly.
Sure. Richard, you just announced a deal with World Class Extractions, and you guys are going to team up. They're going to extract, you're going to put it into pills.
Actually, we're going to extract for them. They're putting the machine into our facility in Markham, which is not just yet licensed, but we are imminently about to provide our video evidence to Health Canada, supporting our application as a non-grower licensed producer in Canada. So that will allow us to do everything an LP can do without physically growing the marijuana or the hemp. But we will extract, and we will use one of the BOSS systems. It's a CO2 system that was developed by World Class. They have a whole family of extraction capability and a lot of expertise, and we'll certainly take advantage of that. And with Health Canada approval, we will be able to use that extracting machine to not only process for ourselves and our own needs, but those of perhaps others on a third-party toll processor basis.
Sure, okay. Markets have gotten a little soft, to say the least, when it comes to raising money. Have you got the capital you need to get to profitability, let's say?
We have the capital. We're probably going to need more at some point, no doubt about that. We will generate sales sooner than later. It probably won't be till late this year or perhaps first quarter calendar year in 2020. But we will have revenue from capsules that will be generated along with FSD Pharma. We'll certainly have tablets and a variety of tablets, likely starting with an instant release, 4 to 6 hours, very much comparative to the gel cap, only way better a delivery mechanism in our opinion, more active ingredient, better bioavailability, longer shelf life, just so many more benefits. I mean, it's like a pill, right?
Yeah.
It's an aspirin, just as easy to take.
Does it need to be prescribed by a doctor, or is it available as a recreational product?
Well, it will be available, I guess, in the stores, and so it can be used recreationally ultimately. Our focus has always been more on the medical side. I know you have in the past tried different things and are somewhat of a lightweight, I think you told us.
for medical products have always been a recreational outlet for me. Put it that way.
No, but really, at the end of the day, to take it in 2.5 or a 5 milligram or 10 milligram, you can really properly titrate, dose it, and increase that dose as need be on a medical basis.
I am a THC lightweight now, but I've discovered through DNA testing that I've actually biochemically predisposed towards what has happened in my life is a decrease in tolerance for THC. In other words, I need less to get the same amount of high as somebody who's 18 years old with my same DNA profile. And that's an incremental process that goes on throughout your life, this DNA test taught me. However, I can consume gallons of CBD, and all I get is just more and more like focused and grounded. It's really quite remarkable.
CBD is amazing. We always talked about CBD at Canntab being a multivitamin at some point in time, a one a day, if you will. And frankly, just on a one a day basis, every patient that we could have taking our product once a day would translate to about $365 a year per patient.
Well, for me, CBD is food. That's it. So it's part of the dietary mix every day.
And there's no high, right? There's no
well,
buzz.
actually, if you eat enough, there's definitely a psychotropic effect. I can guarantee that.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
but I think that's because you can't very well get CBD. Well, you can find CBD in its complete isolation, but CBD generally in most products comes with a small amount of THC. So if you do a big dose of CBD, like a pailful,
well, you'd have to do a pailful to get. I think it's 0.3 of 1% that you're getting of THC in industrial hemp, which is what's used to make CBD primarily.
Well, I get medical CBD, so it's 0.6.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. And a big handful of that, I
Yeah.
guess, will get
and
you
as
started.
a THC lightweight, I'm just like, woohoo!
Awesome.
But okay, so Canntab Therapeutics seems to me like it could be one of the more likely survivors of any continued downdraft nuclear winter that we're going into on cannabis here in terms of financing.
I believe that. Listen, there are big companies out there that are well financed, and they'll continue on and build their platform, and ultimately, I believe they will have profitability. For small companies like Canntab, though, we have a high margin product. As the cost of input, the cost per gram of cannabis comes down, the cost of our production comes down, and yet the value of what we're offering in the marketplace today will allow us to generate a pretty significant margin. And at the end of the day, we will be quite profitable without having to generate a tremendous amount of revenue.
Sure. Where are you going to get the cannabis to actually extract and put into pills?
So the cannabis can come from a variety of places. Frankly, if we don't have to extract, we're happy to buy oil. But the reality is, especially on the hemp market, oil is very expensive right now in Canada, and the biggest reason behind that is that there is a limited amount of extraction. A lot of the big players did not take on the extraction responsibility and are, in fact, third-party toll processing through a variety of companies, many of whom are been on this show, I guess. But at the end of the day, we want to take control of our own destiny. We want to have the ability to make tablets out of our own oil. We can buy from any licensed producer. We already have hemp from 2018 crop that was grown in Ontario and in Caledon, and our 2019 crop that we've solidified an offtake agreement with the farmers again will allow us to take that biomass and create our own oil. So basically, first, in-house and third party.
Yeah, awesome. All right, Richard, that's a great update. We'll leave it there for now. Thanks very much for your contribution as usual.
Oh, thanks, James. Thanks for having me. Have a great day.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Make sure you never miss a show by subscribing to our YouTube channel and clicking on the little notifications bell. If you're interested in getting monthly actionable investment ideas in the cannabis space to your inbox, subscribe to the newsletter at MidasLetter.com. Bang. Richard's quite a jolly and hale fellow.
Hail.
Hale.
As in,
To hail, boy, go straight to hail.
has something to do with your
boy.
health, right? Hail?
Hale, yeah, hale and hearty.
Yeah.
Hale means like robust.
Yeah.
Actually, what does it mean? I don't really
I think
know.
it means healthy.
I think I'm making it up. What does it mean? Let's find out.
It means well, hail.
Well, let's see what the interweb tells us.
Okay.
Hale.
Hail.
Hale.
Well, that's
Hale, boy! Where'd you learn to talk like that? Go straight to Hale. Hale definition. Here we go.
H-A-L-E, right?
A person, especially an elderly one, who is strong and healthy. That's you, Ed.
Wow.
Well, you wouldn't exactly. I don't think you qualify as elderly yet. You're kind of childlike.
You know the word prurient?
Prurient.
I can't.
I know the word. It's
P-R-U-R-I-E-N-T.
P-R-U-R. What? Who came up with that way to spell a word?
I know, but that's
prurient, like
prurient.
prurient.
And I think it means sexually mature.
Ooh, prurient.
That's a good word.
Here we go. Let's look at that one. Prurient. Prurient, having or encouraging an excessive interest in sexual matters.
Oh,
Huh. That's pretty funny that prurient implies an obsession with sexual matters, whereas puritanical, or no, what is it? Prudish, when you have an aversion to sexual matters.
Prudish.
Well, it's like the
don't
words
know.
are so
Yeah,
close together, but they're like, what the hell?
And then there's puerile.
Puerile.
I think that's a form of prurient.
It's like penile?
No, puerile. P-U-E-R.
Penile. It's like the term willful ignorance. Like I said to a visitor here earlier, that you are being willfully ignorant. And he says, what, you think I'm being stupid on purpose? I said, no, I said, I'm being willfully ignorant to you. And he said, what, you're being stupid to me on purpose? I said, no, I'm ignoring you on purpose. Different meanings, same words. Willfully ignorant.
Really?
Yeah, don't you think? You're a bit of a word fellow, aren't you?
You know what? The thing about words, it was words came after us. The language wasn't there. Huh.
Were you here?
You don't hear apes talking.
Well, maybe they're not around us. Well, that's just when you're around.
All right.
They're like, we got to dumb this down for these bald monkeys. And well, I mean, compared to apes, we're all bald.
Yeah, where does he get his bananas?
That's right. How do we get him working for us? Speaking of bananas,
Okay.
We have a product here that is available in the United States.
Okay.
And it's called Happy Tea. And the founder of this company is a fellow named Jared. And
Is he on the show today?
he's coming up right now.
Wow.
And then we're going to drink this tea. Jared Swanger joins me now. He's the COO of Happy Tea. Jared, welcome.
Hey, thank you very much.
Jared, tell me about Happy Tea. What is it? What does it do?
Absolutely. So Happy Tea is a brand of CBD. Myself and my partner, Michael Gonzalez, coming off of a Fit Tea, which was a weight loss and detox tea. Michael had a lot of anxiety issues coming off of our exit of that, and kind of turned to CBD to help himself and his personal life.
What am I going to do next, anxiety?
Well, just
what am I going to do with all this money, anxiety?
Anxiety that everyday people face,
Okay.
no matter where you're from. People use CBD for different things, and that's that's what he used it for. So kind of looking to what was next, as you were saying, we saw a lot of people in the CBD space bringing this and that, and they all have their selling point, but nobody was really bringing the marketing aspect with the CBD, and that's where we knew coming off of Fit Tea we could really excel in that. We had over 30,000 influencers, 132 celebrities post for us during the Fit Tea days, people we've built a lot of relationships with, and grew that company very rapidly. And we saw that we could do the same thing in CBD. So bringing that marketing aspect over from that business to this business, we've had about 3 million eyeballs a day online, which is staggering. We've grown from 0 followers to over 150,000 followers. You've seen Kylie Jenner post for us. I'm sure she does it every Friday. So really bringing that marketing aspect to the CBD space.
And what is it about this tea that is so attracting all these people?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, it's our delivery methods and flavor profiles. That's what we focus very heavily on.
So is it like bubble tea?
No, not like bubble tea. It's like you would think a Crystal Light packet. You put it in a 20-ounce bottle of water and shake it up. And we've got very great flavor profiles. No real gritty aftertaste or effects you'll see in other CBD products. So we actually modeled our lemonade after a Chick-fil-A lemonade. So same great taste. And a lot of our consumers are loving it.
Very cool. Yeah. So is Happy Tea becoming a public company?
We are. So right now, our sites are set to be public in January. We'll be on the Canadian market. We're finishing our pre-IPO fundraising round of $3 million, and we're moving on to our IPO round of $5 million.
Okay. Where can I buy Happy Tea presently?
Yeah, absolutely. So presently, we're 100% online. But we are moving into different distribution channels throughout the United States and Australia here shortly.
Okay, Canada's not legal for CBD products
Correct.
in beverages yet.
Yep.
What is the concentration of CBD per milliliter of, or what's the CBD content of one serving?
Absolutely. So it's 10 milligrams per serving, 14 servings total for 140 milligrams per capsule. I would say.
I see. Okay, and so it's just a portable thing that you...
Yeah, so it's like a container that can go in your car or anything, and inside that is 14 packages that are on-the-go sticks.
Oh,
Yep.
I see.
So very convenient. Everybody's on the go today. Nobody has time to sit back and carry things with them. So we just made it
Right.
very portable.
And it's the other non-active ingredients. Is it actual tea?
Yeah, absolutely. So there is tea in all of our sachets, you call. It's just different flavors of tea. So we've made one lemon, we made one mixed berry. So we're keeping tea, obviously, but other flavor aspects as well.
Sure. What does your financial sort of profile look like at this point in terms of sales and gross margin?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, we've done all of our sales through Instagram, and that's it. It's a little bit different in the world of just throwing CBD on Google AdWords, and you can't just throw it on Facebook and Amazon. So we're working those channels in the background right now, building it out so that it doesn't get shut down later, and doing it correctly. And currently we've done over 500,000 just on Instagram alone in the past couple months.
Wow, that is so cool. And so you fulfill the product by mail then?
We do. Yes.
Okay. I guess you're really going to benefit from a national policy governing cannabis generally throughout the United States and Canada.
Absolutely. Everybody's kind of waiting for that to come.
Yeah.
We've got our ear to the ground and make sure we adjust when that does come. And it's just going to open a lot more doors. So we're in the background brand building very heavily right now. So that way, when it does open everywhere, we are the go-to brand for the retail people. They know once our product goes in their retail that, hey, all of their customers have seen it online. The Kardashians are posting for it. Everybody's talking about it. Go in the stores and get it.
Cool. Well, I look forward to seeing it. We'll leave it there for now. We'll come back to you soon. Thanks very much for joining me.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Let's talk about Aurora. Recently, your financials, you've more or less delivered on
Here are the
what?
headlines moving markets today.
If you're lucky to buy it 3 days ago at 37 cents,
And I think it has a lot to do with some of these smaller names giving really
Recreational cannabis is here. It's quite dry. So I'm going to eliminate the stocky bits. So we've got some of the happy tea here that we're going to try now. I'm going to try mixed berry. Ed's going to try lemon, or vice versa. I don't know which yet, but
well, I'll tell you which. The yellow one's the lemon.
the yellow one's the lemon. Well, no, I know which is which.
Are you gonna?
Which one do you want to try?
I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't care.
You want to try mixed berry or lemon?
I like a little hot lemon.
Like a little hot lemon.
Could you
Okay,
heat
so I'll
the
go
water?
with the mixed
You know what?
berry.
I think if you heat the water up, it's better.
No, that
effect.
doesn't look like tea. I mean, tea has just taken on. It's now happy tea.
You don't think that's a tea bag?
Tea? It's happy tea, and it's not, because that's not tea.
What do we
It
got
has
here?
tea in it maybe, but that's okay. And here's the lemon. They come in these little Schuster packages, which supposedly you
Convenient, right?
Just, yeah. Ooh,
But look at the
that's
dust
very
it throws
bright
off.
yellow.
Yeah.
That's Midas Letter yellow.
That's
smells
you know
nice.
what?
Smells really good.
We should
Just
have
the
hot
powder.
water.
But
It'll
it's
dissolve
iced
better
tea.
in hot water.
How do you know? Maybe it's designed for medium
Tea.
temperature.
Tea's hot.
Okay, I'm going to put some in here. I'm not going
Tea.
to put too much. Put some in
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Put the same amount.
Wow.
Now let's give her a little mix up.
Mix up.
Oh, look at it's got some
Foam.
foam. It's got some bubbles in it here.
Bubbles.
Give that a little mix up. Oh, it's not blending very well. It's kind of what's going on there. It's got some. How do we get rid of those? It's not really. Maybe that's lemon. Oh, let's try to.
I think the lemon one doesn't dissolve as well as the berry.
The berry one looks kind of dissolves, but the lemon one has definitely got some.
I think hot
Here, I'm
water.
gonna let you work on
okay,
that.
let me. I guess you, by definition.
Okay, I'm going to work on this one.
Okay, I'm just going to stir that up.
All right, you stir that one up. Yeah, okay.
Oh,
the
see?
berry ones dissolve very
Look
nicely.
at this. That's how you do it.
Is that right?
This reminds me of the Bosco days. Remember Bosco?
Nope.
You don't remember? You didn't even know what Bosco is?
Pear?
No. It's another beverage.
Down the hatch.
Oh, that's nice.
That's very refreshing. Ooh, I drink
Did you say that was very refreshing?
Very refreshing. And how's the lemon?
The lemon.
Lemon's got a little bit of floaties in it. Are they flavorful floaties?
I think with my glasses on, I should have been drinking the berry.
Well, how do the floaties? Are they tasty?
Floaties?
Yeah, the floaties. Yours isn't quite dissolved. Mine's nice and dissolved.
I got some floaties. Flotus.
Flotus, First Lady of the United States. That's not bad. All right.
Okay.
What else were we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about this and that.
This and that. All right. I noticed that the S&P hasn't been discussed today.
Okay.
And in that, we're arguably informed to some degree by the peregrinations of the S&P. Why don't you do a little of your magical technical analysis?
I'm going to put it up right now.
All right. You're going to get it up, are you?
That too.
You're not puerile about that. Quite the opposite.
There we go. We got another big green candle today. And, maybe this is, what, okay, just a minute.
Spit it out, Ed. Spit it out. Can you get it going?
Yeah, I can get it going.
There we go.
There's that same chart. We're going to use the same chart. It's a 3-month chart. There's the peak. But anyway, we had this congestion here, support. We broke out of it. We came back into it. 2 candles below the Bollinger Bands, which indicate really oversold. And look at this. We rallied sharply, pulled back, and now we've had 2 green candles.
Let's see. You're not showing there.
I'm not?
No. See,
There.
that far edge of the chart is not really showing.
What do you mean it's not showing?
Oh, did you put anything on there for marks? You talked about it, but we didn't see any mark.
Here?
Yeah.
That candle?
Oh, okay. You can see it now. Barely.
Yeah. Barely.
All right.
Barely.
So what's the story, Edward Morning
Well,
Glory?
it's look, we're in a very, we're trying to figure out which way to go.
I'm going to send a letter to my mother.
Okay.
Just kidding. Let's see.
So that's that. Now what about gold?
Yeah, okay. Well, there's a good question. Pull up a gold chart and tell me what's going on there. Gold hasn't really demonstrated much
Some
decisiveness.
of the, you know what? Okay, so look. What do we got? We got a 3-month. I'll put up a 6-month chart. So in 3 months,
Yes.
this is the last 2 to 3 months. That's where the big move was. But it's having trouble. Like really, that period there just looks like a little back and forth. My concern would be if we broke down and took out that low, then I think we might go down and test this area in here, on the other side.
Okay.
You know what? I think I told you one of the best performing gold stocks has been Kirkland Lake. They came up with unbelievable results today. Record production in their quarter. They're sitting on $600 million in cash, and the stock dropped $3 right off the open, down to about 60, rallied back to about 61.30. So for some reason, great news. It's like buy on mystery, sell on history.
Yeah.
We see it time and time again.
I was looking at the Wall Street Journal, and the headline here is 2 men who helped Giuliani on Ukraine arrested. Now, this is all part and parcel of the impeachment investigation underway in the United States against Donald Trump. But this is the Attorney General, whose name is in the same headline as the word arrested, and not as the arresting entity, is part of the group who was arrested. So this is one of those subtle patterns in language that lead to are more meaningful than you can look at literally of the headline. To me, this says that Giuliani might soon be arrested.
You know what? I'll tell you. What goes on at those levels, I think we'd all cringe if we really knew the true story.
Right.
Because what they say is happening in a room, you don't know.
Right. Anyways.
But guy's got his name Igor. Is that Igor from the United States?
So
Probably
what do you think no, they were both born in the Soviet Union. What do you think would happen if Trump actually they went full on and indicted him, impeached him, whatever? Do you think that would be good for markets or bad for markets?
I don't know. I think probably bad. The market's been on a hell of a run in the last 3 years.
Yeah, but it was on a run long before Trump got there.
For 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obama basically started the run.
You know what? If you go back far enough, the markets just expand with inflation, right?
Well, exactly. So the hyperinflation began with the toxic asset relief program.
They had to do something, and they did. They printed up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, Obama basically accelerated the problem that caused the housing bubble, which was too much liquidity and credit in the system. As soon as you have too much inventory of credit and liquidity, the entities that deal in credit and liquidity start to look for places to put it, because that's how they make money. So if you have too much in the system, you're inducing the system to overproduce, and that's what resulted in the housing bubble. Now, Obama, the only way to cure the contraction that would have had to happen was to replace the liquidity that was being sucked out of the housing market as investors fled with government-created liquidity. And that's what he did. So he perpetuated what should have been a major recession, which would be a healthy event in an economy. He transformed it into another leg up in a multi-year over-liquidized acceleration of the economy generally. So this is why now we have an even more over-liquid economy. We have an over-liquid economy. Am I getting lost here? Should I shut up?
You notice I'm just nodding. Nodding. Mm-hmm.
My point is, there's too much freaking money in the system, and we don't have any of it.
Well, the problem is that fewer and fewer people have all the money.
Right.
Because they own the infrastructure where all the money ends up.
So if we just started killing billionaires at random, would that solve the problem?
You know, I understand, like a guy like Bill Gates. You know, he's this great inventor. Like, he's a brilliant guy, obviously, but it seems
he's a bit of a tyrant. I've heard.
He
yells and screams at people.
Yeah. So did Jobs. Like, a lot of these guys are crazy.
Well, exactly. So, it's not a case of being supremely intelligent or wise that gets you there. It's a case of being supremely larcenous and willing to do that which others won't.
Success is 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration.
Well, I think it's
or something like that.
95% perspiration, 1% perspiration, and 67% blatant theft. Or what would you call that? What do you call it when you embezzle money illegally? Embezzlement. There we go.
What do you call when you embezzle money? Embezzlement.
What is it called when you commit a crime? Criminal crime.
You know, they often said that Microsoft was not a better system than the Apple system, but it was marketed better.
Yeah.
But look.
Yeah. No.
Do you feel that stuff kicking in yet?
Yeah. I'm so calm.
You're so peeved.
Actually, where is that? Where did it go? They took it away. Yeah. I just want to look at the ingredients. Is there actually CBD in there?
Did you guys finish it off?
Now the aftertaste leaves a little bit to be desired. It's not tasty? Well, it's got a bit of a chalkiness to it at the end. Oh man, this is too tiny. I can't read that. Well, it's got 2% of your daily allotment of sodium. Hemp-derived cannabidiol. It has 10 milligrams per serving, being 5 grams. So we just did 10 milligrams of cannabidiol, arguably. How do you feel?
I don't feel a thing.
I did 50 milligrams this morning just to get my day going. 10 milligrams, well, it can't hurt. It's only CBD. But it seems like there's quite a bit of sugar in there. I'm getting some repeating happening, which is...
By the way, you know what? We were down to the 10-year rate. They're talking about the world's falling apart. It got down to 140-something recently, back at the end of August. Shot up to $1.90 on the 10-year rate. Dropped down to $1.53, $1.54. And lately, they're talking about, where they got to do more, you got to do more. Rates have been ticking up again. They're back to 165. And I got the chart up here. You can take a look at it.
Okay.
But I think we got to watch this interest rate thing. And if you look at when rates rise, generally gold falls. Gold's down $13 today, $14 today.
Really? Rates rise, gold falls.
That's usually what because the people will rather get a real return than worry about the capital appreciation.
Really? Okay, so if I would have invested $10 million in bonds in 2010, what would my $10 million be worth today?
Well, it depends on the duration, but you would have made a lot of money.
Really?
Yeah, because the interest rates are as low as they've been. So you obviously would have had a better yield going in, and now because the yield is dropped, those bonds are worth more. Because when you invested in 2010, here, we'll take a look. I'll tell you what the rate was in 2010. No, 5-year rate. So 2010, no, 10-year rate. Okay,
Anyways,
so 10 years ago, the rate was 370.
Cool. All right, so we have tomorrow coming up Paul King from California. We have our friend and new ally Bruce Campbell is going to be here tomorrow from Stonecastle Asset Management to give us the Cannabis Weekly update. And who else is going to be here? Well, me and Ed will be here. Anyways, that'll be fun. That's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We need more people on the newsletter. Happy.
On your